Hey, welcome to the Black KKK podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live on a Sunday night ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you find podcasts. The official weapon of the show is
Folding chair.
The correct answer.
Ding, ding, ding.
And the unofficial sport?
Bullet ball.
And bullet ball. Extreme. Of course, find us everywhere you get podcasts. Leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We really do appreciate those. It means a lot to us.
Renew it if you already left one.
Yeah, we love that too. We love to see what you still think about the show. Assuming you still think about us. Karen, how do you want to start today? You want to do banter or do you want to get into the show?
Oh, I got banter. I got stuff I want to talk about.
Do you have any
banter? Talk to me.
Do you have any
banter? Talk to me.
Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me.
Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter.
I do.
All right, hit me up.
My first banter is we had at the Hornets game, we always pass this Dippin Dot joint. I know we talked about this before, but I've seen something with them I've never seen before. I didn't know that Dippin Dots came in a craft. A dude was walking in
A craft?
A craft, yeah. My country accent, y'all. Craft. A dude like a craft of orange juice. A dude was walking with a whole carafe of Dippin' Dots. I was like, bitch, I know that probably cost you $55 of them little nasty-ass dots. People love them bitches, and I don't get it.
I didn't know they came that big either. I'm looking online to see if I can find a picture of one. I can't.
I don't know if it's something special for the Coliseum, but he came, he had a whole big old thing, and it was just full of them dots. Because I was like, what is in? Because it was multiple colors. I was like, what is in that thing? I was like, oh, them damn Dippin' Dots. I don't get it, but people love them, and child, they've been around since I was a kid, and I was yuck then, and I'm yuck now. I'm sorry if them your jams, but I don't get the craze.
Okay. Let's see. Man, the other day I went to the grocery store and I had my headphones on. I was just finishing a walk. I was really just trying to like get a couple groceries, come back to the house. I don't do self-checkout normally. I normally go to the people, and this guy was there, and his line, he called me over or whatever. He didn't have anybody in his line, and he was one of these guys that was like a mumbler. And I don't mind mumblers at grocery store type things because, it's like we don't really need to talk anyway. I'll just ignore you. You bring me up and I'll just not pay attention. Except this guy wanted to talk and be a mumbler. And
you got to pick a lane.
You have to pick, you got to pick a lane. You can't do both. And it led to like a 5-minute, very awkward interaction that I still don't know what was said, what needed to be said. I was barely making anything out. Everything he said, he had to say 3 times because I couldn't hear him. I took my headphones off, so it wasn't like, oh, I can't hear you because my headphones are on. He's just like, hey, do you want the weather on up there? I'm like, what? He's like, you just go the weather? Are you saying the weather? Is the weather? Yes, there's weather outside. Like that. He's like, yeah, it's some weather. We're having some weather. It's like, yep, having some weather. And then each time I thought he was mumbling and he was drowning out, so I kept thinking that's the end of the conversation. Because you mumbled, you had no authority, and you finished with a
you
like
on the down tip.
Yeah, you finished on the down, and that's normally how people just drizzle conversation out.
Yes,
it's like dribbling out the clock at the end of a college basketball game. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, that's over. And then he's like, he'd start up again, like, can you say that again? He's not demanding. I'm not sure what you said. March Madness. Am I watching March Madness? Not really, no. And I said no. I have been watching some, but I said no because I was hoping that he would take it as I thought I was putting him out of his conversation misery.
Right, like somebody was like, you need to be more interactive. And he was like, well, I'm gonna kind of force my right.
And I'm thinking, okay, if I say no, hey, you tried, it didn't work.
Right.
We didn't have small talk. I let you down. You don't have to feel bad. I said no. I don't watch March Madness. And we can stop. And then he goes, yeah, Carolina, they out. I said, what? He said, Carolina. I root for Carolina. They're out. I said, yeah, I'm a Carolina fan too, and that's probably why I didn't watch. And he's like, you gonna do the football? I'm like, what? Like, do I watch football? Am I on play football? What the fuck? Like, oh my God, this shit went on so long. I'm sure it was really like 3 minutes, but it felt like 20.
And I know it drug him scanning because when they, depend on the cash, very few cashiers can talk and scan at the same time. Most can't. If they're talking, they normally stop moving. You have some that talk and they just like boop, 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 and they can kind of carry a conversation on. But most people, they're like a one-track mind when it comes to talking. So it's like, just be quiet if you know you can't talk and scan.
Like, he was quiet, he was mumbling, and he was trailing off, and he wouldn't shut the fuck up at the same time. I've never felt this combination before in real life, and I really didn't know they made people like him. But God damn, he was the worst. And he meant well. I don't think he's a bad person, but it was the worst. It was not a good experience.
Right. Zero stars.
I will never go to his line again. If I go back to that same grocery store, I will avoid it. I'll go to self-checkout before I do his thing, because he don't need to be doing any of the stuff he was doing.
Right.
I feel like he got called up from bagging groceries on a whim.
You know what? Yes.
And now they need to put him back in the bullpen. He need to watch a little bit more tape, some more game film. It's not good.
Yeah, and also the thing, because I've cashiered before, like at that particular grocery store when I was a teenager. And the thing is, when you're cashiering like that, you have to kind of, particularly if you're going to talk, you kind of have to be able to really communicate. Not that you have to communicate like 100%, but you have to be able to speak up.
Yeah, you have to be able to do that for everything.
Right.
I don't know how he gets through life. Yeah. What is he doing when he not at work? He got a girlfriend? What's she like?
You never know. Does she
even know when they get in an argument?
She probably
don't. The dishes. What? The judicious? You gotta do dishes. Do the dish? You need me to do the dishes? It's just why you not doing the dishes? No, I didn't do the dishes. And sink.
And she just walk away because he's like, I give up.
Can I borrow the car? What does that have to do with the fucking dishes now? Anyway.
Something that I've said this before and I want to say this again. As somebody who enjoys the NBA and loves the Charlotte Hornets, I still feel a type of way about them leaving Lamelo Ball off of the All-Star team. And the biggest reason why I feel that way, as somebody who goes to the game, and this happened twice. They had like a school night one time we went, and it was like a whole, when I tell you, child, they had about 55 schools up in that bitch from North Carolina, South Carolina, and surrounding counties. Like it was buses galore. And LaMelo Ball played that night, and when they said LaMelo Ball's name, most of the schools was kind of up in the upper section. When I tell y'all, the 200 sections erupted. They love that nigga, and I'm like, yeah, dog, he is very, very popular. I understand we ain't the most winningest ass team, but it's called the goddamn All-Star game. It's called, and I understand that y'all got y'all rules and regulations, but the fans should have a kind of a say-so too in what they want. And I understand sometimes that means players get in that people are like, I don't know who the fuck they are. Well, bitch, you don't watch the games either. And so he's very, very popular. And I think it was like we was also sitting one night, and there was some teenagers behind us. And that little girl the whole time was yelling, Lamelo Ball, Lamelo Ball, Lamelo Ball, I love you. Lamelo Ball, shoot the three. Lamelo Ball. It was like the whole goddamn game. I was like, yeah, I think that they did him wrong. Regardless of if your team's a winning team or not, that should not be a prerequisite, or if you should be on the All-Star team.
Yeah, I think not to get too much into the All-Star game in basketball on the regular show, but I think they just need to expand the All-Star rosters to more spots. I think it would just solve a shit ton of the problems. Like if you just made it where it's like instead of 12 spots per conference or whatever, if you just made it to like say 15, 17, something like that, it'd be fine. Especially now that they're doing all the gimmick like 3 teams versus like get these niggas from the G League, they'll play hard, like now that they're doing all of that shit, they might as well expand it to some more guys.
I think so too.
I think they should do an all snub team if they're gonna do this 4 teams of all-star type thing. There's a lot of ideas they can have.
That would be fun.
The main thing I'll say for LaMelo, and this goes for Hornets fans too, that are like, we should move on from him or just get rid of him, trade him. I really think the dumbest thing the Charlotte Hornets could do right now is move on from LaMelo Ball.
Agreed.
Almost every single person that talks like that does not attend games, doesn't buy tickets, and only consumes the team from like either like online or streaming or like things that where having a star wouldn't matter to them.
Right.
Like one of the biggest problems the NBA has with its fans is that too many of the fans have gotten into this Moneyball type of environment. Like it's probably the worst thing about NBA fans is not just the negativity and shit. It's that so many of them talk like a GM. And the way that I love basketball is not like a GM. like I don't remember growing up and ever being like, what's Glenn Rice's hit on the salary cap? Like I just thought he was a cold ass dude, and like the idea of how the team functions with the money and contracts, it was so secondary to my enjoyment of basketball.
Right.
Like I wouldn't even say secondary. It's like last.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck about the ledger.
Yeah, but now because, I think with the advent of the internet, social media, message boards, gambling, NBA 2K, where guys don't even play as their favorite team anymore. Like when I was growing up, you would buy an NBA video game and you would just be like, I want to be the Charlotte Hornets. Right. I want to play like Michael Jordan. Now people buy it. They either do a GM type thing where you're just making salary cap trades and you're not even watching you're simming the games. And so it's completely about money management, contracts, salaries, stuff like that, drafting, stuff like that.
Right.
And then the other way people play is they play it like a role-playing game where you literally create your own player, play through some mode where you end up paying for like clothes, and it's like you're simming,
like the Sims.
You're simming an NBA player's life that you made up, that's not real, and then you work your way into the league and you play, and so you're playing like a story at that point.
Yes, you are.
To me, that changes how you view basketball, and the place where that doesn't change is for kids.
Right.
Kids are how sports really supposed to be for kids. Like, one of the main problems we have, none of us really grew up. Like, a lot of us didn't become adults, right? A lot of us still do the things we did when we were kids, and we enjoy those things. That's fine.
Yes.
But we don't enjoy them like kids. We enjoy them like adults. So you got people hating Marvel movies. Motherfucker, you're not supposed to care that much about Marvel movies.
Right.
The reason I still love them all is because I can't care but so much. I don't start a sentence with, I'm really worried about Blade. Why would I be worried about this fictional bullshit?
It's not my decision.
Yeah, I'm really worried about immigration, nigga. I'm really worried about losing the right to vote. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really worried about anything that is entertainment, right? And so sports was supposed to be a place where every team is playing, but we understand, especially in basketball, not every team is going to win. And not every team's goal is to get a championship. And some teams should just be having fun. Yes. And fun is underrated.
It is.
Some of my favorite memories from my childhood with basketball, the reason I get to hold on to those memories is because it was before the change in sports culture. It was before debate TV shows. It was before the internet. And so I get to be and I would say this about almost every NBA fan I know. They love the Muggsy Bogues Charlotte Hornets.
Yes.
If the Muggsy Bogues Charlotte Hornets happened today, the only thing we'd be hearing is they can't win a championship. I don't know why y'all like that team. They ain't gonna go they ain't gonna get out the first round. That's the difference between now and when I was a kid. And so I love going to the games because the kids are fresh and the kids don't care. And the kids just want to see Lamelo Ball shoot those step back fadeaway threes.
Yes.
And honestly, that's your next generation of customers. That's who drives your internet traffic.
Right.
That's
next generation of fans.
Yeah, I love that type of shit. And so it is interesting to see how many people have missed out on that by saying stuff like the All-Star game should be about winning. It never has been and it shouldn't be.
Right.
The All-Star game should be about popularity and fun and what the fans want to see.
Agreed.
It's an exhibition for fans.
It's an exhibition.
So why would I give a fuck if he doesn't play winning basketball? You know who doesn't play winning basketball? 0 people during the All-Star game. They just dunk and run around and throw alley-oops and shit. It's not a shoot from half court. This is the place for not winning basketball. This is the fun. Do the Globetrotters is what we want to see. So
right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. This is a quick one. Now that we have cell phones, I feel like the words "nothing to write home about" have lost a lot of steam. Because it used to be a time where you'd be like, "She's nothing to write home about." And it meant something.
Yes.
But now it's nothing to write home. We write, we text, we do it. It don't hit the same.
No, it does not.
I feel like you say somebody nothing to write home about.
They might blink their eyes at you. The fuck you talking about?
Maybe we could switch it to nothing to text.
Home about.
Nothing to text your family. Nothing to text the group chat about. I don't know. I'm workshopping it. But we might need to change it.
I 100% agree.
All right, you want to get into the show now, or you want to do more?
I'm gonna do more.
Okay.
Actually, 2 more things.
Okay.
One thing is I'm still stopped up. I'm not 100%, and I'm at kind of that irritating point where you're about 85, 90%, but you still got that 10% that just kind of wears you down and ties you out a little bit sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I'm still kind of stopped up. I've been taking Claritin and all that stuff. And it eventually with Clip, I sound so much better than I was before. And I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all heard me blow my nose on one of the shows before. I thought I was far away from the mic. I don't know. But if you hear random blowing of the nose, that's just me because I was stopped up. But like I said, I'm not 100% yet. I'm kind of in that irritating phase. And it's just very frustrating to be in that. I'm about 85 to 90% phase. It's just annoying. That's all.
Okay.
And we talked about this on our pregame, and I didn't know if you want to talk about it here, but we talked about going to the Tyler.
No, they should pay for it. Listen, get behind the paywall. We talked about Tyler the Creator at the concert we went to last Wednesday on the pregame. I just really don't want to waste time talking about it twice. I loved it. We had a great time. We went into a lot of detail. Mm-hmm. The blackguywhotips.com/premium. Check out the last episode of the pregame if you want to hear a detailed discussion of the concert, because that'd just be another 20-30 minutes of us talking now, and I want to talk about some of the other stuff that happening within the news.
No problem.
But get behind the paywall. We talk about stuff with Justin behind the paywall a lot. That's where our sports show is. Mm-hmm. That's where our nerd show is. That's where our cooking show is. That's where our movie reviews are. So check that stuff out, man. It's a good advertisement and reminder to go to the blackguywhotips.com/premium. And if you ever have any questions or problems or issues or concerns, the blackguywhotips@gmail is my email address. I'll walk you through whatever you need help with.
That's all. I don't have nothing else.
All right, cool. Let's get into the shizzo. Let me see here. Let's get into the news. Might as well do, I'll just do some general news real quick before we do politics. New report reveals disturbing number of complaints the FCC received during Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show.
White folks mad. What are we talking about here? We've had all black stuff before. We've had it in the past. Like they just mad because it wasn't for them.
They got 125 complaints, which I actually don't think is that many.
It's not compared to the amount of people that watch the show.
Yeah, it's not even that many.
Millions of people watch the show.
Although, what kind of person pick up the phone to call the FCC? I don't even know the FCC number. You got to look that up, or are these people that call all the time and they just, like Kendrick was why they called that day, but tomorrow they'll call again and be like, I don't like what Whoopi Goldberg has on. Okay, those glasses do not match that Kafkin. I'd like to place another FCC complaint. Are they like? Do they have the FCC got these people in the call ID? Like, Janice, how can we help you?
I bet to some people they do. It's a small percentage of people that do that, but overall, yeah, people were mad. I think I read an article about it. And they were saying like I guess some people wrote letters, some people called, and they were saying basically some people they message was like nigga, and just hung up. Like they just was like. And I'm kind of overemphasizing, but basically they was calling, basically saying slurs on the messages to the FCC. Here, in some of the complaints.
One viewer wrote, so I guess they have like a website or something. Kendrick Lamar made false, fake, and scandalous claims that are unfounded. I think that was Drake. That was either Drake or Academics that wrote that one in. That's weird. That's the only one they put in this article. They wrote a whole article just to be like, one person said this. Oh, all right. Well, that's kind of weird. I thought it would have more of what their complaints were.
Right? Look like they'd had more examples. I think I might.
Many complained over his exclusive use of black performers, calling it divisive. Others were not too fond of the use of his split American flag during the Super Bowl performance. Okay. All right. Well, good luck to y'all. Y'all will be all right. But yeah, that's calling the FCC on Kendrick is just such a fucking like. And who's the snowflakes now? Like who's the people that can't handle a little bit of entertainment? What about freedom of speech?
Right. As many all white Super Bowls we've had in the past. Get the fuck out of here.
Whatever. They didn't even complain about who knows what they complained about. That article wasn't deep. Sexyy Red sued for allegedly asking followers to go beat up her child's grandmother.
You can't do that, baby.
Yeah. She put herself in a sticky situation.
Yes, she did.
So Sexyy Red is facing legal trouble after being accused of encouraging her fans to attack her grandmother of one of her children. The grandmother of one of her children. She is now being hit with a $5 million lawsuit. According to court documents, Nicole Barnes, the paternal grandmother of one of Sexyy Red's children, claimed the rapper shared both the photo and the address of her home in a Facebook post in December 2024. Barnes says the post went further, allegedly urging followers to kick in the door and carry out acts of violence against her.
I'll sue you too.
Well, if it's true, that's going to be an easy one to prove. They just pull up her social media post.
Right.
Barnes, 51, says she was blindsided by the post and had no involvement in the personal dispute between Sexyy Red and the child's father.
Right. What I got to do with it?
Yeah. That's crazy. But we know she's a provocative, weird person, so Sexyy Red and her baby dad are getting into beefs for whatever reason that have nothing to do with my client, said Barnes' attorney Stephen Weaver. Attorney that used the word beefs is that's wild. And the term baby daddy. What kind of lawyer is he?
I don't know.
I'm not a lawyer, and I know to say the child's father and dispute. Like, come on, bro. What you doing?
What is you doing?
He had a do-rag on and a toothpick hanging out his mouth. We tried to resolve it quietly. Her attorneys thought it was a joke. Now they're finding out it's not. That's why he didn't say fuck around to find out. What I get done, her booty hole is gonna be red because I'm gonna put my foot so far up in it. Said the lawyer. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, I didn't. The thing is, I'm sure Sexyy Red will say she's joking or whatever. I don't know what her defense will be. But anytime you dox somebody on the internet, and like we've been on the internet way too long for us to act like that's not a threat.
Right.
Anything can happen when these crazy motherfucking fans.
Yes, sir. All these lunatics.
Not to mention they now know that maybe your child might be there at some point.
Right.
You know,
for the safety of your child, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't know nothing about kids though. I didn't have any, so I imagine that shit can get really intense with people arguing and fighting over their kids and shit like that. Matter of fact, Cardi B accuses Offset of threatening to kill her and then himself. He harasses me, she said. Now she did this on a Twitter Spaces. She aired out her grievances, saying he's upset because I sent his girlfriend messages of him begging me, saying he was going to take away his life, saying he was going to take away my life. He harasses me, leaves me voicemails, and tries to lower my self-esteem. The accusation didn't stop there. She said that he's been sending people to harass her and her friends, as well as trying to interfere with her new relationships. He sent a text message to somebody I was dealing with of us having sex, Cardi claimed, adding that he'd been leaving explicit voicemails when she traveled. Her frustrations with his behavior were also highlighted when she revealed in her Instagram live that he ruined her Valentine's Day plans. Additionally, she claimed he was suicidal. These allegations come shortly after reports of him seeking joint custody of their children following her divorce filing. Woo!
Chad, I didn't ask to be here. What is happening? This sound like some court things or things that y'all need to not trying to find any work outside of the limelight.
Yeah, this is what I think is so interesting, right? Because there's you never know what the fuck is happening with people.
Agreed.
There were people that were speculating that their relationship was abusive the whole time. There were people that were, it's on the up and up. I'm personally on the if I don't know, I just don't assume. I always feel like we'll find out sooner or later.
Yes, we will.
And obviously we don't know who is and isn't telling the truth. But the main two things I'm looking at here is, one, going to Twitter Spaces is such an interesting thing because Twitter Spaces is not your friends. They're not 911. They're not a judge. They're not a lawyer. They're not your spouse. They're not going to protect your children. All they are is people in your business. And it will help get the word out to the media. But you know what else gets the word out to the media? Filing a lawsuit. Yeah, because TMZ will have that shit in print first thing in the morning. Like, these are the allegations.
Yes, they will.
So I always wonder about this. So this is my second point. When someone goes to the internet like this, I can't help but wonder, is it because I imagine she has money, resources. So is it that you don't realize that all you're doing is trying to manipulate public opinion, or is it that you do realize it and that's what you care about? Because I don't know why Twitter Spaces would even need to know. And I'm not saying you keep it quiet. I'm just saying these motherfuckers only want to be in your business.
And that's it.
They're not friends. They're not family. They're not like, this isn't you telling your mom or your dad. You're telling somebody who's gonna just make a comment on an IG post later. And when I say they're not your friends, some of them will be sympathetic, but a lot of them think it's funny. You're gonna have Nicki Minaj fans in there calling you all kinds of names, and you're gonna crash out on them. And I always said from inception, she was on the cutting edge of internet access and just putting your business out there.
She was like at the beginning of it, and her and Sexyy Red and some of these other artists, they were around when the internet first started. Internet was there, but nobody knew what it was going to turn into. And so when you have these people that were kind of at the beginning of it, their whole thing was, hey, this is how I get to my fans, because I understand you eliminate the third person. You eliminate that middleman. But I'm not trying to be funny. Sometimes there are consequences to eliminating a middleman. Now, sometimes a middleman serves a very, very important purpose. So there are some things that the artist does that the fans don't need to know, that needs to be filtered through somebody else so they can get the words right, whatever it may be, so that it could go out to the public. Like that's their job. And so when you eliminate that, you have people with raw emotions, you have people with raw feelings, you have people where sometimes things they don't sit down, they don't think about it, they don't analyze things, they just go because they're used to going straight to the source. So when people are used to going straight to the source, because actually, like I said, and on top of that, like everybody else, they're addicted like everybody else.
Right.
So when you have somebody that's addicted to the accolades, to the pats on the back, to that high that they get from going, regardless of how you feeling or if it's good, bad, or indifferent, you need something to confirm your feelings and to let you know, quote unquote, everything is going to be all right, regardless of what the truth of it is.
And the thing that's interesting there is the internet isn't really a place that confirms your feelings and tells you everything's going to be all right. Like, you selectively pick the feedback that you're going to pay attention to,
yes.
But the vast majority of us, and she's proven this in the past, are actually more prone to see and give weight to the negative than the positive.
Yes.
So 90% of the people in that spaces could have been positive, but I'm sure the 10% that was like, this bitch lying, are the ones that you see. It's actually not a support group. It's not your friends. And I think also because she was on the cutting edge, she bet on herself with internet access on Instagram before, when people thought that was dumb.
Yes,
when people were like,
did.
don't do this. I don't know how you convince somebody who was right when everyone else was wrong.
Yes,
and now
they were.
And now everybody except like Beyonce and Kendrick are on the internet sharing shit all the time. It's just a way of life at this point. Mm-hmm. I can see it being even harder to convince her. Like, no, actually, you should not do, like, in addition to whatever legal quagmire it is to put some of this stuff out here before you put it in a lawsuit. But I don't know. I feel bad for her in like the way I would feel bad for anyone going through this. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, that struggle love shit that she was doing the whole time, back and forth. I'm with you with your first comment, which is like, it's weird that you keep putting everybody in the group chat. It just seemed like whatever this is, if it is as serious as you say,
right?
We just don't seem like any positive is gonna come out of telling us on the internet that this man, if he is threatening you like that, the law should be involved. That's not a joke.
Agreed. And it's also one of those things where a certain generation is of the generation of oversharing and sharing everything. And it's older people that overshare and share everything. Mm-hmm. And the internet encourages that. It wants you to do that. But the thing about oversharing and sharing everything, particularly online, is that these things are real things. These things actually impact your life. These are people that you know, places like it's real. And so so when you do this to people that don't know you, don't care about you, have false pretense and things like that, don't like you, whatever the case may be, mm-hmm. they are hitting something that is real for you. And not trying to be funny, and I know people watch these shows, but this is one thing, in my personal opinion, that turned me off about love and hip hop and all that stuff. The biggest reason why is because I started seeing these people crashing out about real shit that really impacted them, and they would talk about this shit online. People talk about them, and then they were like, "This is my mother." I was like, "Oh no, baby, I can't do this." It sounds like these are real things happening in your real life, and you're being recorded and chopped and screwed, however you want to do, and it's being presented to us in a certain type of way that you may or may not agree with. Everybody's adults, you can do what you want to do, watch the show, love the show, but for me personally, this is when I tapped out, because in my mind I'm like, hey, the law needs to be involved. Like what, these are things that we don't need to I don't need to personally know these things about you.
Yeah, it's content at this point, it's and people don't really care about the people behind it in a lot of cases,
right?
But it's hard to move on from beefs sometimes, Karen.
Mm-hmm. It is.
As Monique has illustrated this week, she slammed Tyler Perry again. At this point, it would be more newsworthy if she didn't, right? It's like Monique, Tyler Perry breathes, Monique silent. We'd be like, whoa, is she okay? If Tyler Perry got one hater, it's to Monique. And if he has none, Monique is passed.
She ain't here no more.
During a live stream with fellow comedian Red Grant, she went off on the filmmaker once again, accusing him of hypocrisy and mistreatment. I'm not difficult to work with. I'm just not going to put up with no foolishness. And it's not that I'm not going to let you treat anybody else bad that we're playing with. So I think that the misconception came from Tyler Perry. She has long claimed that he played a key role in the blackballing and saying she was difficult to work with. Yeah, I know. I wonder if Oprah and Tyler both rode if they called each other, texted the day that Lee Daniels hugged her and forgave her, or she forgave him. I'm just like, oh my God, here we go.
Cause they know that name's gonna be brought back.
He done gave in. Now she gonna think she got a chance to make us give in. During a conversation with Grant, she doubled down on her criticism of Perry, calling him a hypocrite and referencing his recent speech at Angie Stone's funeral, where he called for fair treatment of black women in the entertainment industry. Angie Stone was a fighter, baby, and to watch that man up there be hypocritical over the top of my sister, no, sir, you cannot do that. Because if it was the other way around, I know my sister would have done the same damn thing. Yeah, I'll tell you what, dog. Tyler Perry has treated many black women much more fairly than Hollywood has treated those women that are stars and should be treated as such, but weren't. Many of them have used him as a stepping stone into white Hollywood to be stars, and then shit on him on the way back, not because of how they were treated, but just by saying like, this movie was beneath me. It's like, at the time when nobody was calling, it wasn't beneath you.
No, it was not.
And if now you're doing work that is better than that, I feel good for you, and I feel like that was the fucking goal. Like, good for you.
Yes, that was his point. Was to help you get to a certain point.
So many black women have stories of, I was never paid well. I was never treated well until I worked with Tyler Perry.
Was the one that thing. She was like, I never got paid what I was worth. Like she has publicly said like he was one of the first people that actually paid me what I was worth.
Right. But I think Monique likes pulling this shit out of, and this is something a lot of people do, and it's something I notice now, when people do this sleight of hand. When it's Monique and she don't like something, it's all black women. So now she stands for, I'm every black woman, it's all in me. But many black women would be like, that's not my experience with Tyler Perry, so no, this isn't standing up for me. I had no issues with him. Right. Okay, that's number one. Number two, when she shits on other black women, all of a sudden this shit is gone. When she co-signs Roseanne, because that's her homie, it's different. So, I guess this is the problem with, when you have a beef, legitimate or not. I'm not even going to argue like if she feels it's legitimate, it is to her. But when you have a beef, I feel like a lot of times it can kind of blind you to other shit to where it's like you're saying stuff and it don't really have to be consistent, because it's like, I'm mad at this person, so whatever I can say to hurt them, I'm going to say it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that would align with reality that Tyler Perry is mistreating all these black women that work with him on productions. But she says Madea is a far better human than Tyler Perry. Madea is a far better human being because of the principles and values she stands on. Once he goes back to Tyler Perry, he drops it off. So, she always makes that same remark. Let's keep it going. We'll do one more. We'll do two more. Let's keep it music. Mark Morrison, you know who he is?
With a musical artist, because you said it was music.
Return of the Mac singer Mark Morrison.
Oh, that's his name. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He got busted on a battery charge in Florida after allegedly striking the general manager of a swanky restaurant.
Oh, no.
I know. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. According to a police report obtained by TMZ, Morrison stormed into Le Bar Elvin in Palm Beach on Saturday evening and started yelling and cussing at the venue's general manager.
Not the GM.
It seems Morrison was upset over an event he started planning with the venue on Friday. So he started planning on Friday, but then he came in on Saturday. I guess it was the return of the Mac. It's the return Return to the smack. The report says the cops say a witness told the officer the situation escalated to the point Morrison allegedly pushed the manager in his upper body. Nicola Lavaca, the manager, did not fight back. What? Why not? You let Mark Morrison beat you up? He hasn't had a hit since Return to Mac, and then hitting you. The report
only 2 hits.
The report says a witness jumped in, separating the two, and asked Morrison to step outside. Based on the evidence, cops arrested Morrison on the charge of simple battery.
Right.
Well, if he was planning something with the venue on Friday, and he showed up and was upset on Saturday, I mean, that leads me to one conclusion. He must have told that man, they must have lied to him. They lied to him.
Someone right. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
His car got declined. He was like, "Well, I tried. Yes, I tried."
That's hilarious.
I had to read him his rights. Like, "Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Once again, in a photo we've obtained, Morrison is seen handcuffed with his hands behind his back, sporting a black shirt, khaki shorts, and bright yellow shoes. Now that's not a Mackin outfit. Come on now, that's just a regular degular outfit. I feel like he shopped at the Gap. Here's a picture of him getting arrested. Well, you know what? Them shoes might be Mackin. I feel like that should be a rest of the outfit that goes with that, but I'll take it back, Mark.
Yeah, he put on his seat, he was like, I'm not gonna mess my suit up for this.
Yeah, maybe.
Like he knew he was gonna fight, so because he basically had a suit to match them shoes, and he was like, you know what, I can't mess my suit up.
He only had time
for tonight's event.
He only had time to put the shoes on for his outfit, and then he got mad.
Yes.
And he just put on regular clothes for the rest of the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we hate to see it, Mr. Mac. The singer later posted a mugshot in a blue jumpsuit, and from the looks of it, doesn't seem too happy. He was released Sunday morning after posting $1,000 bond. Oh yeah, they do have his mugshot in here. I'm sorry, I didn't show y'all that. It's at the top. So what's funny is this man had the number 1 hit on the planet. I could not have picked this man out in the lineup. And in 5 minutes, I won't be able to do it again.
I will not. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. But he tried to tell him so.
Mm-hmm.
But
I got a whole song about it.
But I guess they didn't know.
Mm-mm.
And the saddest story goes, now he got the flow.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Because they lied to him.
Mm-hmm. He is not here for the lies.
All those times you said I booked that room. You lied to me. My car declined. My car declined.
The hell is wrong with you?
Oh my God. Return of the smack in your face. Oh my God. Oh, they called the police. Why? Oh my God. When was the last time you thought about Mark Morrison?
Ain't that the truth?
Oh, all right. Last story. We'll keep it music. Lizzo confronts Young Miami over controversial weight loss comments. So Lizzo has lost some weight.
Okay.
She's been popping.
I seen
her
picture. She looks good.
Yeah, it's like look good the whole time.
Yeah, she looked good the whole time.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be woker than you. I wasn't trying to make it sound like you was wrong. Just saying, like, I haven't seen what comments she's made that would make people like be upset with her, or like, like it's her body, whatever she wants it to look like is cool. She's talking about body positivity for a while, but I don't know if she's still on the same shit. But body positivity isn't just you have to be fat. Like, body positivity is supposed to be you supporting and loving your body wherever it's at, because people have so many issues and we don't know what hidden fights people are fighting in their minds and in their bodies.
Yeah, and this is something I don't remember we talked about it on here or offline or whatever, but body positivity for some people can become a very negative place. And some people use body positivity as a way to shame people, but it's presented in a body positivity format, type of thing.
Yeah.
And the thing about body positivity is it's like, hey, it don't matter how big you are, how small you are, what your shape, whatever. You just love your body as it is. And people's body sizes, particularly, I can't speak for men, but for women, it's all over the place. Menopause, premenopausal, you're going through your cycle, depression, it's all types of shit to have your body all over the place. Be it sickness, medication, whatever it is, your body changes. You have to live with it. And I think for a lot of people, and I will say this on the outside looking in, for a lot of people, with her being heavy, a lot of people never liked her being heavy from the beginning, and they was like, I'm gonna keep quiet because the girlies love her even though I don't like her being big. And then the stuff came out with her being sued by those people, and then all these people came out because it really wasn't about body positivity. Y'all just didn't like her being big.
Also, she's another person kind of like Cardi. A lot of her success came because she was on the internet a lot, posting on social media a lot, in the comments, talking to people a lot. And what everybody always forgets with that is when you send that signal out, some of it's positive, a lot of it's positive. A lot of people will love you. But what also happens is when you let people know you're reading the comments, you let your haters know where to find you. So they be in the comments talking bad about your body, and then like once every 3 months she used to crash out based off of people saying bad shit to her, and then it would not make it stop. You just have a media cycle of everybody talking about, Lizzo was crying, and then people being like, oh man, she fat and ugly and all this other shit, as opposed to just, not giving those people the air or whatever. Because like, I'm not saying everyone has to sit back and take it. It's just you need to understand what fighting back looks like and what it means, and that it does take a toll on you. Is you can act like you're some stone cold hearted unbothered person, but at the end of the day, being in a state where you're letting people bother you and then reading that shit and then reacting to it, it is doing something to you. So
yeah, it is. And I think that, and also, and it's just me on the outside looking in my personal opinion, I think that a lot of people only liked her because she was big, and when she started losing weight, it bothered them. But that has nothing to do with Lizzo.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it every way with her, right? We saw when she's did a juice cleanse before she even lost weight. It was just like 2 or 3 years ago. She just did a cleanse, and people came out like, this bitch, she better not be trying to lose weight. Oh, you said all that stuff about body positivity, now look at you. It's like you become a hub for people to argue.
Avatar.
That really doesn't mean, like, it's really not about you. It's about their own issues with weight and health and fat people and all this other shit. And so at any rate, my Young Miami went on Club Shay Shay, the home of the mess, and she mentioned Lizzo while discussing societal pressure on women to alter their appearance through cosmetic procedures. She said everybody was like, oh my gosh, she's so fat. She looks so good now. Now it's like, oh my God, pick a side. What do you want? Lizzo clearly was bothered by the remark and decided to call Miami directly during a Twitch live stream over the weekend to clarify what she meant. See, she's on Twitch on a live stream doing this. Lizzo questioned Miami about the intention behind her comments, specifically the reaction to being mentioned. Responding to Lizzo's concerns, Young Miami clarified her intentions. Everybody says you look good, but then you have the little 5% that's like, she looked better when she was fat, she explained. The former City Girls rapper then emphasized that her comments were not meant to criticize Lizzo personally, but rather highlight the impossible standards women face regarding their bodies.
That's how I took it too.
Me too. I was referencing, you just can't make everybody happy. Meanwhile, Lizzo has transitioned from body positivity to body neutrality, embracing a more personal and evolving perspective on self-image. In March 2024, interview with the New York Times, she explained that body positivity has strayed from its original intent and is now evolved into body neutrality. Prioritizing health over aesthetics, Lizzo focuses on maintaining a balanced lifestyle rather than fixating on weight. She champions embracing one's body at any size while nurturing it for overall well-being and longevity. She also argued the body positivity movement has become a code word for fat rather than a message of empowerment. Yeah, I can see all of that. You know, like I said, maybe she's going to come out and say something that's going to be really horrible, and we can all go to that moment and be like, oh, okay, yeah, Lizzo's a terrible person, and she, you know, turned her back on everybody, and she's a hypocrite. But so far, from what I've seen from her, I don't see any reason anybody should be upset about her. And I thought Young Miami was actually highlighting that. Like, hey, in a lot of these situations, it's impossible for women to win. When Lizzo was fat, everybody was talking mad shit about her. And when she loses weight, y'all still have a bunch of you still have people that have bad shit to say, but now it's the other way, which is still fucked up. Like,
yes, it is.
You know, like how is anybody supposed to make people happy with this bullshit? So, all right, we'll end it. Oh wait, no, there's one more story. We'll do one more story. It's not music though. Okay, how about this? Texas. You might soon have to show a photo ID to buy a dildo online. A newly introduced bill in Texas will require online sellers to show a photo ID before buying a dildo.
Why? So you can see how many Hitachis I got at my house, and how many rabbits I got at my house, how many butt plugs I got. Why do you need to know this information?
SB 3003, introduced by Senator Angela Paxton, wife of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, would criminally charge online retailers for selling an obscene device without verifying the buyer's age. Sellers would have to require customers submit their government-issued photographic identification or use third-party age verification services that use public records or other reliable sources to verify the purchaser's identity and age.
Wow, so somebody can steal my shit?
Owning a credit card, which already requires the holder to be over 18, would not be enough.
Right. To have a credit card, I gotta be over age anyway.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous, man. They really be obsessed with people fucking, and and apparently jacking off and anything with sex. Here they come, like oh, some sex. I heard some sex is happening over here. What's going on?
Child, if you was getting fucked, you wouldn't care about what we were doing.
Right. Like, why are you worried about this? Why you need to know somebody? Because what they'll say is like, because kids are mine. It's like, that's not even a problem that's happening.
Right.
But, oh, my God. But, yeah, they just want people to, like, all have missionary sex to procreate.
Right. You have more regulations over what you put inside of you versus somebody shooting a bullet through you.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That doesn't make sense.
If it was a gun, they're like, why would you need ID?
Why would you need an ID? Open carry, bitch. Wild West. Wrap it around your waist.
You should be able to walk in Walmart and just say, 2 guns, please.
Right. Tape it to your forehead. We don't give a fuck.
They shouldn't care that it's 3 kids in a trench coat. They should just give it to you.
Right, that don't make sense.
Oh, my God. All right, well, I guess that was politics till we get mad. That was a short one.
Yes, that was. I'm sorry, yes.
All right, well, let's get into some other stuff. How about a little bit of we'll do some fucking with black people. How about that? Pull up my fucking with black people music.
Hey, we're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey,
You know, the funniest thing is that I guarantee you we will find out that, like, some Republican is fucking a Kim Kardashian torso. Like, that's just how all these scandals end up working. It's just,
and then they repeal the bill.
It's like them being like, what about our emails? We use Snapchat to plan military operations.
Right.
Anyway, fucking with black people. Kanye shows up to interview in Black KKK garb, claims he dissed Virgil Abloh because he's evil. I guess he did DJ Academics podcast, Twitch, I don't know. And they haven't put the video out yet, but they've been putting out clips. And he showed up with a swastika chain on, and then said I can't wear what I want to wear outside because they'll put me in a mental hospital. So he changed to do the interview and put on a all black KKK style robe. Academics asked him why he chose to post "fuck Virgil" during a meltdown he had online. He said, "I'm evil." Okay. 0 to 100. Yeah, there you
go. This gets 2 scores.
Okay.
Academics get 100. He just annoys me.
Okay.
And Kanye get a 0. I hate to be like this. Kanye ain't made no good music in years, y'all. I give 0 fucks. I really hate to be that girl. I don't give a fuck about what Kanye been doing. We all know that there's something mentally wrong. Why am I wasting my energy getting upset about somebody when I know that there's something wrong?
Yeah, I do have to say, he has somehow surpassed the permanent Dracarys list for me to this place where he can't make me feel anything. I had friends that were like very involved in his like crash out online for obvious reasons I used to like really feel myself, because I would be like, I don't want to use this podcast to just constantly shit on him because I felt like he's having mental health breaks. He's not taking care of his mania. He actually goes off his medicine so he can get in a state of mania, and that's when he makes these comments and does this wild shit. Anyway, I stopped even bringing that part of it up. Like, if he's not gonna take care of his mental health, he's not gonna take care of it. And
agreed.
I don't know what is real and what's not with his opinions, because even if someone were to believe the things that he's claiming to believe, they be smart enough to know not to fucking say them. So like, it's hard for me to think this has nothing to do with his mental health.
Right.
But also I don't see it as an excuse. I just see it more like he don't want to take care of it. There's nothing to see here. He's not doing anything new.
Agreed.
So yeah, it's weird because it's a Dracarys, obviously. If you feel fucked with it, I don't know. I can't take him to a place where he can't fuck with me. I know a lot of black people that still are like I'm upset with him. I expect him to do better, and I'm like, I can't
take him seriously until he takes himself seriously.
And I don't even look at him like a grifter like I would look at like Jason Whitlock, who I would give a Dracarys. Like, it's not even calculated. It's just fucking stupid. It's like, what's the worst thing I can get people to think? And I'm like, I guess okay, Kanye. I said this analogy to my friend. And it might be a little too deep for, most people to pick up, but it's fine. This is what it's like in the head of an empath, as an empath. So I had to erect boundaries around the Kanye shit because the empath in me feels bad for him not taking care of his mental health and what it's costing his friends, his family, his loved one, and himself.
Yeah, because people care about him.
Because I'm a human being. And in the same way I feel bad that someone's a murderer, and I'm like, what are the things that happen to make them be a murderer? That kind of way. Now, obviously I limit that because you can't walk around with life like that. It's like having $20 bills taped to the outside of your jacket. You're going to get fucked up. So I know how to rein that in. But I was talking to a friend, and she was, bringing up like the reason she still talks about Kanye in this way is because of all the mental health people that are dealing with mental health disorders and stuff, who deal with thoughts of suicidal ideation, which is something he was tweeting about. And that voice inside is like, you're a piece of shit, kill yourself. That they might not be as bad as Kanye, but that voice isn't a rational voice. It doesn't really hear you. And so it is saying kill yourself. And she's like, don't listen to that voice. Don't listen to what people say about Kanye. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. People don't give Kanye's mental health. Like, even people with mental health issues will be like, well, my bipolar doesn't do this, which is like saying my eating disorder isn't bulimia. Like, I don't like, it's different degrees for everybody.
Yes, it is.
There's some bipolar people that deal with stuff that is different. Some people have schizophrenia. It's just different. There's grades of bipolar. It's just fucking different for a lot of people.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, my point being, this is a wild analogy for a lot of people, but whatever. Remember the guy on the subway Jordan something, and he got choked out by a white man on the subway. He killed him.
Yeah, in Seattle, up in
New
Washington.
York. It was in
New
New
York.
York.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He choked him out on the subway, and he said he was doing it to protect everybody on the subway train because this man was so dangerous, and that he was threatening people. And meanwhile, there was a video of it, and you saw people saying you can let him go. You saw people saying like you're killing him, and he did it anyway. And he ended up getting off. He did not go to jail for that. But if you look at the sentiment about that, most people online that we know are like, you didn't need to kill him. Like you didn't he wasn't gonna do anything, or what? Like at some point you had him subdued enough that you could let him go, and you killed that man anyway, right? And that's the general consensus online. I would say I treat Kanye like the crazy person yelling in a train. That's how I treat him, in my, like, theoretically. And most people think that they're the people who are like, don't kill him. You don't gotta kill him. He's crazy. Just leave him alone. They're not. Most people are the kind of people that want to choke them out. They would kill him if they could. That's why they keep telling us how dangerous he is, when he's not dangerous anymore. He's only dangerous if you respect him.
If you respect
He's dangerous if you think he can win presidency. He's not dangerous because he's deluded into being president. But you have to say he's dangerous so you can justify the amount of disdain you have for him.
Agreed.
And you have to up the ante to make it like, no, the reason I'm constantly obsessed and shitting on him is because he's so dangerous, as opposed to like, no. So what I say is, the reason I feel so removed from this time, I'm not on the train.
Oh no.
Like, I changed cars.
Yes.
He started talking crazy, and I went to a different car and was like, I don't want to hear what that man's yelling about.
Right.
And everyone else is like staying in the car to choke him out at this point.
No,
and that's the analogy I made to my friend, and I was like, I think that's why I think I can't be bothered by him, because I've just accepted that he's gonna be in that car talking crazy for the rest of his life.
Yes, sir.
And it's just, it's everyone's fault who takes him seriously, if they take him seriously. Yeah. But he ain't a serious guy. All right, so let's see. Allentown employee facing charges after planting noose on her own desk, police say. With so much racism happening in the world, why would you invent any? LaTarsha Brown, age 42, city of Allentown employee, is facing charges of false reports, tampering with fabricating physical evidence.
42, you too old.
On January 10th, 2025, the Allentown Police Department says it was called by city of Allentown employee LaTarsha Brown, who claimed that an item resembling a noose was found on her work desk. Is this some Jussie Smollett shit? According to affidavit, Brown stated around 7 a.m. January 10th, she began checking her email. She found a small item on her desk she didn't recognize. They said she picked up the item, sent pictures to coworkers, sharing what she found at 7:30. Police say Brown then sent a 6-paragraph email to several people, including her boss and human resources. Allentown Police Crime Scene Unit officers then responded to her office and collected the item as evidence, according to the lawsuit. Now, they do have a picture of the alleged news here. On January 14th, police say they asked her to come down to the station for questioning. During questioning, she stated she had picked up the noose and flipped it in her hand, but not much more than that. A search warrant was later obtained for her DNA. Her DNA samples were turned over to the Pennsylvania State Police Bethlehem Crime Lab Unit to be analyzed against evidence. According to an affidavit, the DNA analysis report indicated that the profile of her matched the samples taken from the noose. Police say through January 13th to January 29th, 9 employees who worked on the same floor were interviewed and had their DNA tested. None of theirs matched. Only hers. Allentown Police Department is holding a press briefing on the news. Details expected, blah, blah, blah. So, all right, Karen, LaTarsha Brown, 0 to 100.
This gives me, she gets a Jakaris. And the biggest reason why she gets a Jakaris is because she's stupid. She didn't really think that it was going to go through with like all the forensic investigation. She thought they was going to take her word for it. You trying to basically make false, shit, and there are real people in real life that really do get nooses on their desk and shit, dog, in their lockers and shit, dog. Like, you don't got to make racism up, dog. Just you existing, that shit will hunt your black ass down. And so
I just wonder if she needed like off for a concert or something.
Just don't come in. What are we talking about? Just take the penalty. What are we doing here?
She was out of PTO and it was January 10th already. She was like, damn, Tyler Creator coming tonight. I got to figure it out.
Yeah. And
hand me them rubber bands.
Yeah, because racism is real. And so that's why I get to Jakarta. Don't fake the shit.
Yeah.
Don't fake it.
Yeah, I give it 100. Yeah, everything you said, Karen. Everything you said. Last one. Actress Gabourey Sidibe says she wasn't allowed to be black during her time as a phone sex operator. We are trained to hate ourselves. It's from the documentary on Apple TV Plus, #1 on the call sheet, talking about the challenges black women face in Hollywood. In episode 2, Black Leading Women in Hollywood, she recounts her early life and struggles of navigating the predominantly white industry. She worked as a phone sex operator before she got Precious. I got the role of Precious when I was 24. Before that, I was acting in between whatever it was the rest of my life. And the rest of my life at that point, I was working at a call center as a phone sex operator. She said the company was mostly black women at the call center, but you are not at all allowed to be black on the phone.
I can believe that. And just white basic ass names. Yeah.
That's so interesting because
it's all pretend.
That's so interesting on a multiple levels. The first being, this is why I don't listen to black people that say stuff like there's no such thing as sounding black. Nigga, you know there is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, the fuck you do know
I sound black.
You know what it is. You know when you talking on the phone, you're like, black person. I'm sorry. But it's fucking true. And you be shocked when it's not. And I'm not letting y'all use the 3 outliers to justify like.
And you be shocked when it's not.
No such thing as sounding black. Like, no, that's why we all be like, damn, Paul Wall, for real? Like, come on. And I'm sorry if you don't sound black and that's your natural speaking voice. I'm sorry that you're an outlier, but you fucking know what the fuck people be talking about. Anyway, so that's the #1 thing. The #2 thing is, it's weird how sex and fetishism works, right? Because obviously when it comes to like romance and relationships, there's a huge like taboo and also a huge negativity towards black women online, right? We see it in every statistics for dating surveys and shit. But fetish wise, sex wise, huge demand for the taboo nature of the ebony. So it's kind of interesting that
you have to
phone sex would work in a way where they still would want to talk to a white person, even though the fetish for a lot of people is often black woman. It's not out of respect, but it's out of just taboo. You think you could almost charge a premium for like the black women, but apparently no, it's not like that.
And I don't know if the demographic of people that actually willing to pay. I mean, it's the demographics cross over, but I think when you go online, people quote unquote can be their real selves. Not that they're not being real through the phone sex, but I could see people calling and just being scared. You're not trying to be funny because you're actually talking to that person versus with the videos, there's a wall, there's a barrier, there's an interaction with the screen, which is completely different, and it gives you a form of you have a form of safety or comfortability of being quote unquote freer than you would actually physically talking to somebody.
The chat room, Regular J said, did you ask that man about his dick? It's ask about the dick. We're sending you home early.
You got the rest of the night off. You know
Right.
all calls are recorded.
Right. How many times did you come, Melody? I don't know, about 50 to 11 times.
You got to go.
Get off your phone. Give me a headset. You're done, buddy. You're
Number
done.
3, you off for the night.
What are you
doing here?
So what do you have on? You about to get dressed? I'm fixing to put on these lingerie.
Somebody said cock or dick. Dick or cock. That's hilarious. There is a difference.
Give me that big cock. Don't even sound right coming out of your mouth. You black, ain't you? You're black. Get off the phone. I'm racist with my jack-offs. Hi, I'm Melody. How you doing? Are you good? Said her impersonation of a high-pitched, girly Valley girl voice. But yeah. All right. She said, we are trained to hate ourselves, but refuses to conform. Whatever it is that you don't like about me, I'll do it harder. I'll smile in your face. And that's what I felt Precious needed to be. All right, Karen. 0 to 100.
I get this a 75. I'm fucked with the fact that we all know the reality that ebony is its own category, because you put in black, you might get black cock, black dick. You gonna get everything but a black person sometimes. Like, you specifically have to put in ebony. So it's like its own category. So it's one of these things where we know what the reality is, but it gets a 75 because it's just the racism. It's like, people call in, and probably even some black people, they like not like across the board. Like, when whoever uses these phone
I'm sure
lines,
if RG3 called, you have to do that fake Valley Girl voice.
Yes. And like that's their jam. Like, they calling in specifically for that, regardless of, they don't know who you are or what you are, and they actually don't care.
Yeah, my fetish is black women acting like white women who act like black women.
Oh, that seems worse.
So I called her and I'm like, can you pretend to be that girl from Dr. Phil and say, kept me outside, how about that?
Oh no.
Like, I need that level of acting performance.
That level of reception.
I can't get off any other way. It's got to be meta. I'm past this regular just act white shit. I'm on some new. I need like break the fourth wall. That's a. Can you act white? Oh my God, my credit score is 800. My parents paid for my first year of rent in New York City. I want to take a year off from high school and just go backpacking across Europe. Oh my God, they're just jacking off that it's just that part, just the privilege. You don't want to know what I'm wearing? No, don't tell me what you're wearing.
What you wearing don't even matter, girl.
All right, I'm wearing my grandmother's necklace. It was been handed down for heirlooms ever since the Civil War. Oh God,
just
I'm
what
coming.
I need, a girl.
I'm coming.
How many carats is it? What?
Right.
Other shit happening here.
What student loans? I was a legacy admission. My grandfather paid for everything.
Come on through legacy. I own 5 cars. I didn't pay for none of them.
Right. I'm gonna go antiquing after we get off the phone. Oh
Come
God,
on, not antiquing.
I'm getting horny again. Yes, I'll pay for 10 more minutes at $9.95 a minute. Yes. Please.
Charge it.
Tell me about kissing your dog in the mouth. No, it's not sexy. I just need to know. I just need to know that you do it. All right. Let's bring this thing to some guest race, and then we'll wrap it up.
What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right, guess the race time. Go around the globe, find different articles, guess the race of people involved. Karen plays along, so does the chat room play along, and they're all races. Woman 18 vandalizes ex-boyfriend's car with yellow paint, or so she thought.
Oh shit.
When planning to vandalize your former boyfriend's car with eggs and yellow paint, it's always a good idea to make sure you know the exact make and model of the target vehicle. How close are you and your boyfriend? You ain't know his car from sight.
You ain't know the tag. What's happening here?
This must have been one of them long distance relationships. I think it was black. I don't know.
Close enough.
Cops charged that Evelina Fabianski, 18, mistakenly damaged the wrong auto last night on the Deltona, Florida street where her ex resides. By the time officers responded to the 911 call about a young woman spray painting the vehicle, she had already caused $5,000 in damage to an innocent Infiniti sedan, along with the words Jason and Devil. She allegedly covered the car with various other scribbles.
Oh shit. You go, who is Jason? What?
Right. And now when you drive to work, like, everybody think you cheat.
Yes, they do.
I'm like, it was, you got to ride to work with the windows down, just looking at other cars. No, man, I know what you're thinking. Just not It was a mistake.
It was
the
a
wrong
mistake.
person.
I'm going to get it fixed.
Right. Not the affair was a mistake. I didn't have an affair.
Right.
I don't even know this lady.
Right. Man
Whatever,
with 3
whatever,
kids.
Jason, you cheating motherfucker.
Right, because strangers don't know your name.
Fabianski, who was assisted by a 16-year-old female sidekick. Oh, come on.
Damn. You bringing the kids in this?
Right. What are you, Batman?
Right, you babysitting. You like, we doing something special tonight, kids.
Right. Holy vandalism. She told cops that she was angry over her ex over a $700 debt that she was owed. Cops alleged that Fabianski decided to spray paint what she thought was his vehicle. In fact, the defaced auto was owned by a man who lives across the street. She was charged with criminal mischief, contributing to the delinquency of a child, and illegal possession of alcohol. She's also hit with a DUI rap. Her underage cohort was found covered in yellow paint. Come on. Come on, man.
The baby was in yellow paint.
Come
Like,
on, man.
You can't even hide from that. You know that kid was having about.
Right. Were they spraying it backwards? How do you get it? It's spray paint. How do you even get it on you?
They had to test it, so they were testing it on. They said, let's be sure it works.
She didn't pick the sharpest 16-year-old.
No, they're 16 for a reason.
And you guys spray painted the wrong damn car.
And you said
Said the
700
deputy.
and caused $5,000 worth of damage.
Yeah, underage cohort. Well, they were cited with marijuana possession. Maybe that's why they were spraying the shit everywhere.
Because they were high.
But yeah,
She was drunk and they were high.
Fabianski was freed on bond late this afternoon from the county jail, where 3 of the 4 counts she faces are misdemeanors. Criminal mischief is a felony since damage to the car exceeded $1,000. Karen guessed the race.
White.
All right, Karen says Evelina Fabianski is white. Let's check the chat room, see what they believe. She got Ski in her name, white. Thelma and Louise, Babysitter Club, white. Eastern European, white devil, white. The correct answer is she was white. Yeah, that was her problem. Maybe she's not racist, so she don't see color. So she didn't see the color of the right car to spray paint. She's like, all the cars equal to me. But yeah, she does look hammered in this picture.
And she looked gothy and just was like, I'm not going to goth out tonight.
She definitely is not the one you need to be owing $700. He knew.
Oh, no.
He knew he didn't have the kind of ex you can owe $700.
Right?
All right, let's do another one. This is also from Florida. Oh, Florida. Florida man, 21, drove dad's car into ocean.
What?
A 21-year-old Floridian who was angry at his father drove the older man's vehicle into the ocean earlier today.
Oh, no, now ain't nobody going nowhere.
Maybe that was his point. I know it's hard for the kids these days, man, because my Gen X privilege growing up, I'm like, 21, why are you even driving your dad's car?
Ain't that the truth?
But it's real. It's like the kids now, like some of them have to live home. They're like 25 and shit because of the student loans and the job market and shit.
Right.
So maybe that's what happened. But this is also a reason why you got to be out of the house by a certain age, because 21 too old to be fighting with your dad and driving his car. Like, damn it, Dad, give me the keys. Like, what do you mean? Investigators say Joshua Cuss had borrowed his father's car but failed to return the vehicle to his parents' residence in Jacksonville Beach.
What a last name.
Yeah. Around 2 a.m., cops received a report of an auto in the ocean. They spotted a gray Subaru floating in the water. They identified it as a 2011 Volvo, so it wasn't a Subaru. XC70. Police soon located Cuss, since his father had been pinging the location of his son's phone. He's probably still on the family plan.
You know he was. Everything in his daddy's name.
Right. I wonder when he kicks him out the house, he's going to be like, Cuss out. Cuss copped to the ocean littering, saying it was a stupid move, and said that he had recently argued with his father and his aunt. He had sent his 2 relatives a 1 a.m. text warning them, I'm going to drive the car into the Atlantic Ocean. However, he advised that they did not take his threat seriously. He sought the use of a cinder block to send the car into the ocean. When that failed, he got into the car, drove it into the water, and he reported turning on all the lights and making sure no one was nearby before accelerating the vehicle to the ocean. While driving, he grinned and wished he could point his middle finger at his father and aunt. Cuss reportedly told one officer, "Hopefully they will listen to me now."
We gonna listen to you.
Yep.
Because you know what I'm getting ready to do? Change all the motherfucking locks. Take your ass off everything with my fucking name on it. You will never get in this house a goddamn again.
After departing the beach, he walked to his mother's house, which is nearby. His parents divorced in 2023. After his
what
father,
she got to do with it? She's like, nigga, why you showing up in my house?
Wet. After his father decided to press charges, he was arrested on felony criminal mischief. John Cuss, 60, reported a loss of $6,500 on the submerged wheels. Cuss is being held in the county jail in lieu of $2,500 bond.
He be like, Daddy, why you press charges? Because bitch, you drove my car in the ocean.
In 2022, he pleaded no contest to a DUI charge. He was sentenced to 12 months probation. He was 18 at the time. He was driving his father's Volvo then. In a letter to his son sentencing, Cuss wrote, "Joshua has a lot of work ahead of him. I can only hope that he learns from this mistake and turns it to a good life lesson." Well, I guess
bitch, I'm already paying triple the rates because you got a DUI at 18 because you know you on my insurance, and then you drive the motherfucking car in the ocean. Yes, I'm pressing all of the charges white.
All right, let's check the chat room and see what they believe. Volvo equal white. Black people don't buy Volvos? I don't know. White because if a nigga drive his dad car in the ocean, he better not come back.
I better not see your face again.
Better be down there with SpongeBob. You live in a pineapple under the sea now, boy.
Yeah, you do. You and Mr. Krabs and Squidward and Sandy, because if I see you again, the tables are going to be moving.
Did you say Squidworth?
Yeah.
I thought it was Squidward.
It's Squidward.
Oh, okay. Called his parents by their first name, White. Is not a phased dad, White. Volvo, White. Confident in his swimming ability, White. Aw. Dad took his kid out of the wheel, White problems. Trust fund and wild and White. White audacity. Calls their parents by their first name, White. The correct answer is, everybody said the same thing, White. You got it. Yeah, and that's him. Man, he don't look sorry or nothing.
No, and I bet you that's probably why the daddy pressed charges, because, you know, and on top of that, your daddy's 60, which means they had you when they was in their goddamn 40s. And if you don't get out of here, kiss my ass.
Why did this make you? This made you mad like it's your kid.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
That's so disrespectful.
Karen's gonna give him a whooping. All right, last round.
That bitch was white. I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get
Gold
the
teeth,
race.
gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big thigh, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
Man, woman charged with running over Repo Man.
I guess this one didn't stay in the truck, because the videos I be seeing, I done seen Repo Mans get cars out of impossible situations, honey. They'll whip that shit around and haul it off with people in them. They don't give a fuck.
A man and a woman were arrested this week after allegedly running over Repo Man when he tried to tow their car. Both 27-year-old Brandy Revels and 34-year-old Nicholas Ray have been charged with aggravated assault in the March 26 incident. At 7:55 a.m., officers responded to an aggravated assault. A male victim was located and taken to Regional 1 in non-critical condition. Officers were told the victim was a tow truck driver who was attempting to repossess a 2011 Ford Fusion. Now, let me tell you, somebody drives an old car. If you're repossessing a 2011, they need that shit.
Yeah, they do. 2011.
Because
it's 2025, my nigga.
Well, that means it's not paid off. Because why
Right.
would you be repossessing it unless it was used as collateral either for a loan or they were still paying for it?
Agreed.
They might kill you. to get that car.
Ain't that the truth? That's their only mode of transportation, and they son ain't
like,
dumping it in the ocean.
Without the car, I'm dead anyway.
Right?
So I might as well.
That's like 14 years.
I might as well just go ahead and commit to the whole bit. According to the victim, he was hooking up his truck to the vehicle. A woman yelled to a man to hurry up.
Shit.
The man then allegedly got into the Ford and backed the car, running the victim over as he was under the vehicle. Oh, gotta be faster than that. Keep your head on the swivel under there. Once you hear hurry up, I think that's the sign the jig's up.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them carry guns on them and shit.
On March, Repo Man, get your ass up out of here.
Repo Man will put a bullet in your ass.
Judge, jury, and he'll repossess your life. They also found, so then they found Brandy Revels, took her into custody on March 28th. They also found a man identified as Nicholas Ray, as the man responsible for the assault. He was taken into custody. She must have snitched. Both Revels and Ray have been charged with aggravated assault. Revels was held on $15,000 bond. She was held on $60,000 bond. Now, why was she held on a higher bond if he drove the car over the guy?
Something happened. Was it? I don't know. Was it their car? Did they find out?
I don't know.
I about to say,
it don't say why, but it's just weird that he drove over the man. She getting charged $60,000 bond. He getting $15,000. For the Ford Fusion was located on Oakmont Place and was towed to the city lot.
So they still got it anyway.
Yeah. Yep. I wonder if the dude that was in the hospital, if the other tow driver that towed it came to his hospital and was like, "Don't worry, I got him."
You know they did. They was like, and "We gonna get revenge for you."
One tear came out of his eye, real sad and like over his broken foot. Like, "Don't worry, brother. Tow man, we all we got."
Ain't it? That tear got motor oil in it. They coming to get you.
What? Guess the race.
Oh, white.
Karen says white. Let's check the
No. Black, because them was some different. Them was some 50,010. That don't make no sense.
Okay, let's check the chat room. Let's see. Black, and they would do it again. Bernice from South Beach told white. Black. Bernice from South Beach told black. Last name Rebels, really white. It's Revels, Revels. Their internet rate on their car was 73%. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo, black. Broke Murder Fantasies, white. Bonnie and Clyde Rebels, white. The correct answer is, Karen said black. A lot of y'all said white. Black. And some of you said white, you missed it.
Yeah, when you were saying the difference in that bond, I was like, they know the bond with that difference. I was like, no, it's more to this.
Just looking at the picture, I feel like his bond should be higher than hers.
Yeah.
Cause he got the I'll run over I'm surprised. I run over people to get out the parking lot. Like that's just what I do.
At the grocery store.
Like they call me Mr. Run Over people. That man, that's the face he made in the rearview mirror when he was running over that tow truck driver. Oh my God. It's written all over his face.
Yes, it is.
All right, last thing, sword ratchetness, and we'll get out of here, guys.
Yeah, that face was like, and I'll do it again.
I told you, hurry up.
It left a lot of people behind. They was too slow.
All right, sword ratchetness time. Time to check us what's going on with these swords. Got news, I think, from the UK on this one.
It was a horrific case of mistaken identity. 16-year-old Ronan Kanda was stabbed to death with a ninja sword and a machete, which had been bought online by his attackers. Ninja swords can be up to 24 inches in length. The law to ban them is named in Ronan's memory.
It's quite sickening to see these things are still available. There are still children carrying these type of weapons. It's painful to see that our world is surrounded by these things.
There were more than 55,000 incidents of knife crime recorded between 2023 and 24. Ronan's law is part of the government's plan to tackle the problem. Last year, they banned zombie-style knives and machetes.
God damn!
Now the
zombie
Home
style.
Secretary has made it illegal to manufacture, import, sell, or possess a ninja sword.
In the case of Ronan Kanda, he was...
Them swords look like what's in Conan's closet.
Them look like anime swords.
I know.
Like, goddamn.
This is like some solo leveling shit.
Right, they was like, you know what? Just drop your swords off here, and and they finding all types of katana. Did the Foot Clan turn in all their weapons? What is happening?
Right, look at these shits, man.
No, go back. Did you see the one that they was doing before? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I saw it on the ground too. Like, yeah, these shits, these like some shit you
They said zombie swords.
yeah, like all of these shits is exotic as fuck.
Damn, one of them look like something they use on One Piece. What is
I don't
happening
even know where
here?
you buy these swords.
Right.
Like, you go to the sword store, like you gotta go to a Comic-Con and sharpen the blade. I don't know where you get this shit from. Motherfucker walking around like Cloud Strife.
Ronan Kanda, he was killed by teenagers who had managed to buy more than 20 weapons online. Dangerous weapons that frankly should have been illegal, and we have since now banned. We are banning those weapons, but also he should not have been able to buy those sorts of things online without proper checks in place.
Now,
We need an ID for this and dildos.
Not the dildos, but for this, yes.
I know, I was joking, Karen. Just...
The new law comes into effect from August. Police are urging people to surrender their ninja swords with the hope of preventing the needless loss of yet another young life.
Oh, some of them shits look
Alice
custom
Porter.
made too.
In America, we won't ban swords, but we'll ban playing with your tallywhacker. Ain't that some bullshit?
That could be a dangerous sword too, apparently.
Ugh. All right, y'all. That's it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back throughout the week. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.